This is a Mitsubishi time belt from Advanced Auto. Here's the part number. 2.7 Hyundai Santa Fe motor. So today we're working on a 2005 Hyundai Santa Fe V6. It is a 2.7. So the problem we have is a no start. We have cam sensor code. The gentleman put 2 cam sensors in it. Then he brought it to me and said, I put 2 cam sensors in it. Still didn't work. First thing I did was took off this cover right here. There's a cover in the front, and I could see plain as day that the timing belt was shredded. I mean, shredded. Look at this thing. This is why it's recommended to replace this thing when the dealer tells you. Because it might not look it, even if you peeked in there, that looks beautiful. But if you actually just put a little bit of resistance the other way, you can see it's cracking and dried. I mean, as in a serpentine belt, if you crease it and it stays, it's trash. So we're going to put a new one on. But here's the kicker. So this is a dream and a hope, because he was cranking this thing for days. We're going to give you a quick rundown on timing job. So pull everything off. This motor mount is just loose. It's hooked to the dipstick, and we were too lazy to pull that out. No, we didn't have to, because we should sneak it through here. Sneak the belt through there. So you start down the bottom. You start on the crank here, and you line the crank up. And here is your sensor. Here's your locator. If you see that little notch on the back of the timing pulley, see that right there? That lines up with that nub right there, and that's your starting point. And now you see the tensioners on this side, so that means you need all of the slack of the belt to the left side of this. So here. So actually take these two 12s out. Take it all the way out. If you're familiar with these hydraulic tensioners, what you actually need is to put this in a vise and squeeze. When it comes out, it'll just be this with the cylinder, chrome cylinder you see there. And you will push that down in. And if you don't have one, or if you didn't buy a brand new one, or if you're just doing like we are and testing the belt to see if it's worth doing, you need something like this, because you're going to stick this through this hole, and you see the other hole in there. It's going to have to line up with that, and that'll hold it in. It's like a grenade. So then you'll stick the belt on. Like I said, all the slack to this side. So go here, come up top, go here. Here's your mark. Here's the indicator. So what you have to do to get all the slop out of here really is to take a 17 wrench and crack this clockwise just a smidge, so the belt will sit in the seat. And then when you bring it back this way, it'll be dead lined up. So what I do that, believe it or not, and then I'll stick a flathead or a screwdriver, something in the top, or like this 17, just to give it a little, it's in there support and it won't spring off. Then you go down around the water pump, and if we're doing this job 100%, we are replacing that water pump. It's a no-brainer. You're in here, you're doing a time belt, you always do the water pump. I don't care. So, and then we're going to go up to this side. So now for me to get the belt on this side, like I said, you had to take the hydraulic tensioner out. And what I do is, again, I rock the timing gear clockwise, just maybe a half a tooth. And you'll see the belt, after you get it in the water pump groove, it will settle in, and then you're going to tweak it a little bit. And when you get there, you should be able to slide the belt over that pulley down the bottom, the tensioner pulley, right there. At that, you'll notice that all the slack, it'll be a little sloppy on that side. That's totally fine. As long as you have tight here, and like I said, in here. You want them 3 to be nice and tight. If they're not tight, then you got slack there. You want all the slack to the left side where the tensioner is going to be. And then once you get that far, you're literally going to come down here, and like I told you, it's a grenade. You're going to pull the pin out of the grenade. You're going to pull the pin out of here. And it's going to go up, and you're going to see this get tighter. And it's going to take all the looseness out of the left side of the belt. Once you did that, I'd like to lock it in place, hit the 2 12s down nice and tight. You might rotate the motor around once or twice, and you'll, make sure it still lines up. and then you should be good to go to start it. So I always start them before. I'm not putting covers on. I'm not putting anything back on. This particular motor, you might want to put the the harmonic balancer back on. Put this puppy back on. Or like me, you had a hell of a time getting it off because of the pin they had in there. So we're going to have to clean that up. But that'll hold the belt from popping off. I think we're safe on this one because we have a grooved water pump. And we're only going to start it for a split second. Next, we have a grooved water pump and a grooved idler on the right side. So you're going to want to replace everything in here if you're doing this job. We're testing it right now. If this works, I'm going to pull this back apart. I'm going to put a new water pump, new tensioner, new idler, new tensioner pulley, everything in there. Anything in there fresh. I'm going to hit it all with brake clean, scrub it out so the inside's nice and clean. So when I put that big plastic cover back on, no dirt's in there. Nothing can hurt the belt in the future. So hope this helps somebody. Please subscribe to my page.